Hi guys, I'm Kieran Dixon. I will be directing the Joker, A Laughing Matter fan film.
Hello, my name is Christian, and I'll be playing as Tom Fleck, also known as the Joker.
And of course, you're writing the film as well. So tell us a little bit about what the Joker, A Laughing Matter is, like the story of it.
The story of it is it's more or less like basically how one man can actually just lose himself. Like being cast aside by society, and it's just like that's to say in that book, to kill the Joker. It all starts with one bad day, and basically the film it's like an emotional journey with Tom Fleck. Because what we were doing Batman First Dawn, it's very quiet, as you say.
He's quiet, he's isolated. He's not really in many scenes either. It's sort of they put him to one side while they go off and have their things. And in a way, my character Will, he's very similar for most of the film, but then he starts through the film to have these interactions. Whereas Tom is just left to one side. He just doesn't do anything.
And it's sort of like the way he is. It's like when you look at him, it's like something there around his arms.
Yeah, it's definitely when you see him in First Dawn, it's definitely something you can look at and be like, there's something more going on there than just a lonely boy man. I don't know. I'm interested to know a lot more about Tom as a person, really. And that's where I think Joker, A Laughing Matter comes into it, which we announced the title for on the live stream the other day with Shay and Tony. Forgot his name. His name went, honestly, I'm knackered. I was up till 4 this morning. No, I was just not being able to sleep because it's too warm. But yeah, I think, again, as I've said in all the live streams, this Joker film, I want to keep that realism there. It could happen to anyone. Anyone can have that bad day. It is influenced by a killing joke, like you say, but it's
like it can actually happen.
Yeah, exactly. It's got its own twist on it.
And I think personally that's what makes the film very unique. Right, what realism.
Yeah.
And the mind itself is very fragile. And if someone could just go, that's so.
Yeah, it very much is more of a character study film, really.
Yeah.
But we focus a lot more on the mentality of the character and his slow kind of fall into madness, which I'm really excited to sort of bring to life.
It's just amazing how we actually all met and sort of have these ideas or visions and stuff. Like Crimson Archer and the Batman First Dawn, which will be getting the trailer today.
Yes, 7 p.m. tonight. There will be the second trailer of Batman First Dawn released on Facebook and YouTube. It's already all set and ready to premiere, which I'm excited because it's the first look publicly of the villain, Snake, in the film. We finally get to see footage of him because, obviously when we released the first trailer, we hadn't filmed anything of the villain. So I'm glad that we get to see some stuff of Snake. Just keep watching till the end because the release date has also been changed and pushed back. Rather than it being October the 25th, like it was originally supposed to be at the end of the first trailer, I've pushed it to Christmas Day, December the 25th, just so I've got more time to edit it, so I've got more time to really get it together without rushing it. We've got more time to film it because we'll still be in production in September. So those last few months are just going to be edit, film, edit.
How long does the film run for?
The film will probably run for about 50 minutes-ish, so it's practically feature length, which is why I want to cut the Joker film quite a lot down so we can just get to the core of it. I'd say it's the first draft. It's not the first draft, but it's the first full, proper draft. So after the live stream, we'll sit down and we'll just go through it and just get rid of all the rubbish that doesn't need to be there. Because, you know, even when Batman First Dawn, you know, when Shay asked me, approached me to direct it, and I said yes, we sat down in Costa and I just went through it and I said, we don't need to say that, we can show that, we can do this. And then I thought it'd be quite funny if this happened, you know, we could. And I was constantly thinking realism, add as much reality to it. That might not work, let's get reality to it. And it just, you know, it sparked from there. And then once we had that final script, you know, even though we had a final script, there's still scenes that we've put out. You know, we filmed a cafe scene that I won't be putting in the film because one, production on the scene didn't go well, and then after we filmed it, I actually said to Shay, I said, it adds nothing to the film, and if it's not there, it takes nothing away. But they just kind of sat in a cafe and like, oh, I'm game for that. So I'll probably cut the scene together, but it'll be a deleted scene. You know, it won't be anything decent. You know, there might be a slight maybe end credit scene, which will be interesting to see.
Do you like next time?
Not next time. More like a 1960s Adam West. But no, it will hopefully, you know, I love post-credit scenes. You know, I get a bit marvel with post-credit scenes. Really, I always like teasing it. It's like the Nameless Peril. The Spy Partner's Nameless Peril. You know, I knew it would be Sean Spike Instinct, and I obviously, knowing how that first episode starts so dramatically, I thought, what if I had an after-credit scene that was in the Nameless Peril, where it's like before the very first moments of Sean Spike Instinct, and that is exactly what it is. Sean Spike Instinct opens with me kicking open a door in a stairway, and at the end of the Nameless Peril, you see me kick the door from the other side of the door. So you get a bit of a background and a tease for what was going to happen. But working on multiple projects at once, it's stressful, especially when I'm doing Joker, I'm doing Batman. At the moment, I'm sitting down with you and discussing Joker so we can get everything ready for that. I'm doing pre-production for Sean Spike Instinct. I'm doing Crimson Archer. I'm filming Batman First Dawn, as well as planning future projects for that. I'm editing Holocaust, editing a documentary, and also trying to write something to pitch to the BBC in December. So I'm working on 7 projects at once, and the stress is getting to me. It's just baby steps. You know, I'm taking one step at a time. I'm trying to juggle it.
The way that you do when you write this as like a writer, as a director.
Yeah.
How do you actually see it? Just say it slowly, or?
It depends on the project. If it's something I'm passionate about, you know, like Sean Spike Instinct, you know, or The Cold Blooded, for example. You know, I'm working on the second series of that. So that's 8 projects. But The Cold Blooded, I'm so passionate about. So when I write it, I put my heart and soul into it, and I'll just get an idea, and I'll think that'd be a good case. Or with that being a crime drama, I might hear about a crime that's happened and think, would that be an interesting episode of The Cold Blooded? I'm going to write it. So I'll base a story on that, especially with series 2 that's going to have separate stories. Yeah, definitely. You know, I'll take one little element and twist it until there's just very minimal of the original storyline there. You know, it's.
I remember, one that like that. I was just quite looking at the Joker, just adding on a few scenes and stuff. And by the time I finished, it was only like 7 in the morning. And it's just amazing because you're right. It's like this idea.
Yeah, it's. I used to get up really early. I don't know why. Even on a weekend, like for school, I had to get up early anyway. But I used to get up early. Like I used to get up at like 6 on a weekend, and I'd go on my laptop and I'd just start writing scripts. And before I knew it, I'd be excited to do it, and then something would happen. So, that get made, get pushed back. You know, it's like The Cold Blooded. I have rewritten the second series 3 times. The first time I rewrote it because Jordan was going to come back and play his original character's son, and then I actually said, okay, well, Amber agreed to do it instead. So I thought, okay, yeah, maybe Chris could work with his wife, but then we started filming that, and then Amber got lost a bit of interest. And to be honest, I looked at the script and I was like, to be honest, I'm not really keen on the story. And then I started rewriting it again, and I'm happy with the rewrite I've done now. We've got new, fresh characters, big villain, new stories for each episode. 6 episodes, but each episode's got its own story with an overarching villain, which is interesting. And I'm writing 3 episodes, and then there's 3 guest written episodes, which I think I've got Dylan writing one, and then I've got, hopefully, I'm going to try and lock down another few people. It's like, one thing I want to do is give people a chance to do more, you know.
Different aspects.
Yeah. It's like Crimson Arch, you know, we do 10 episodes of that, and I want other people to have the chance of giving directing a go. Especially for Crimson Arch, I might write the episode, but I wouldn't mind seeing someone else direct that particular episode. And you know, same with the Cold Blooded, I wouldn't say no to someone else wanting to direct an episode of it.
I know when was actually second out from the head writer for Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I know he's at this thing, and it was like really interesting. He actually released it. It's where he said, now I actually watched Doctor Who as a fan about knowing what's going on. Yeah,
no, that is a good point. I mean, I would die happy if I was the head writer, showrunner of Doctor Who, because it'd be my stories. I'd get to tell stories, and it'd be my Doctor. I would enjoy doing that. Whereas at the moment, I have to sit and wait for 2 years for the next series, and well, it comes out next year. It's over like a year, but it's early next year apparently. So I'd love to just be the showrunner and just be like, okay, guys, let's sit down. What are we going to do this season? Here's my ideas. I want to bring these characters into it. I want to do this storyline with these. I want to set up a spin-off with these characters, and just create the world of Doctor Who to be bigger than what they know it to be. Because there isn't a spin-off of Doctor Who anymore. You know, Doctor Who's not been on for a year. If there was a spin-off show like Class in place of it, it'd be fine. But because they've just left us for a year, but all they've teased us with is pictures of the Jadoon with Mohawks because they were filming in public, and they had to announce it because people were going to leak it anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
they'd rather it come from them than anyone else.
I mean, Torchwood was close.
You see, this is what apparently Yasmin is going to. Is it Yasmin? Yeah. Yaz, yeah. Yaz is going to get a storyline this series, and I personally think she's going to come out as a lesbian. Because there were setups for it with like her and the Doctor in series 11, but then there's also the fact that Chris Chibnall wrote Torchwood, and that turned into an absolute gay porno towards the end. As long as he doesn't do that with Yaz, I will be happy. But I'm not going to object to her struggling with her sexuality, because it's a storyline that's not really being done on Doctor Who.
Well, that's the thing with all these series and stuff. It's like hitting this episode.
Yeah.
Never actually have anything to go.
Yeah.
Also,
of course, you know, you're always going to have the dodgy episodes, but even some of the lesser liked episodes I love, like In the Forest of the Night, people hate, you know, they hate on it on YouTube, and I enjoyed it, but I think I enjoyed it because I like Frank Cottrell's voice, because he wrote Millions. He wrote the sequel to Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and I read that and it was fantastic. So I think reading them actually made me like the episode more, but a lot of people didn't like it. But then you get episodes that are like amazing, like The Day of the Doctor. Like Stephen Moffat did my head in because he really did some really rubbish episodes. But Day of the Doctor, he did glory.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, the creation of the War Master, that was brilliant.
He really was ingenious to find a way around not having Christopher Eccleston in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a shame that you're not just acts and never actually.
I mean, apparently he was very close to saying yes to returning for it, but in the end he decided no. But yeah, they worked their way around it. They had John Hurt, you know, an absolute legend of British cinema. It's just a shame that he had to die so soon after, because we could have had him in the 60th again. You know, we could have seen more of it.
The audio was to Warhol. It's exactly like the sound effects, the stories.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's just like, just perfect. But yeah, like it'd be interesting for when we actually start the journey.
Yeah.
Actually explore them more the characters from like Will, Brian, and learn more about JP.
Yeah.
Because in the first one, he's very aloof, isn't he? Very distant.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I think that's one of the interesting things about Joker is, in Batman First Dawn, that you've got these characters. You get to know Alex, you get to know Claire, you get to know Will, you get to know JP, Brian, and then Tom. We meet him, but he's just kind of there in the background. Not happens, and it's like there could be a bit of an issue there. But I think it works, to be honest. Because then when we do Joker, we kind of almost like get a telescope and like, look at Tom as a person, as a character, and give him his own kind of name and feelings and life that we don't get to see in Batman First Dawn. I think through doing that in Batman First Dawn and keeping him away from the camera, and then having him come into it, there's a few moments where you can see him try and blend in, like when he says "cop blockers, why don't you?" That he's trying to blend in, especially with Brian and things, but it's kind of ignored. No one laughs at it at all. So it's
that's actually pretty inspiring. It feels like a social media.
Yeah.
And the dumb way that he finds comfort, but you can't actually say it because
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, I was telling I was on about the opening, and I can literally envision the opening of the trailer and the film, and it would look amazing, especially with the equipment I plan to use for it as well, which I'll have to discuss with you off the live stream without leaking everything, because in the last live stream, I don't know if you heard it, Tony leaked the villain of the sequel. Did you hear that? So me and she just sort of looked at each other and went, I don't know what that's about. But and then it just carried on, but there's just a moment where we're just like, shit. We've been trying to keep this a secret, and then Tony, forgetting, just leaks it. And not only that, he posted pictures the other day of the villain, and I'm like, she's supposed to be the teaser for the end, It's like, I'm not too bothered though. It's not that many people have seen it. It's not like the BBC when it's leaked that there's going to be the Cybermen returning and the Master potentially returning. We're going back to Doctor Who again.
Yeah, we need to talk about the Joker.
We are going to talk about the Joker. So when he gets his TARDIS in the first film, he can.
He has like a little Harley Quinn.
Yeah, his TARDIS. It'll be alright. It'll be fun. Run a t-shirt. Harley Quinn. Put it on for this occasion with some Joker discussion. The look of him as well. There's a unique look for the Joker that we've got in mind, which these guys will get to see shortly. They will get to see soon, just because of hopefully we'll drop a teaser for it. Even though production won't start till next year, I want a chance to be able to really settle down on it, because this film's going to be about 30 minutes long, 30 to 45 minutes, but it's going to be quite a simple story where it's mainly you. A lot of the scenes that, they've got JP, they've got all the rest of them at SAE, we can film those like in a night, because they're short scenes, there's not much going on. We can film them as long as they have a few different costumes. We can film them one night, and the rest of it can just be you in an old location. It'll work really well.
That's the thing. That's the beauty about the Joker film. It's like how you choose with isolation.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned before about the mind, command just thinks people who are very fragile. And I think it's like the beauty of the film.
I think that's one thing that kind of gives me a strength of directing it as well is, before I came to uni, all my films were me on my own making them, and there's quite a lot that I've done where it's just been me and the camera, and I've created a story and been in it, and there's this isolation, and so it comes in that experience that I got from before having a crew behind me, I can put into Joker and really do it cinematically this time.
Well, the way you would be Joker, it is kind of dark.
yeah.
Towards, what happened at the end. That was
Yeah.
very dark, sleep, and it just shows you how one character was completely, they're almost like stable, they're sort of like insecure about themselves.
Yeah, definitely, When I found out that I knew you were writing the Joker film, but I knew you wanted to do it soon, really. And I said to Shay, I sat down with him and I said, to be honest, I said, because he got Tom that's going to be directing the Mad Hat film, and that's going to lead straight on into the sequel. I said, well, what if Tom directed the sequel and I executive produced it so that I had all the money, I was the one in charge of the pot of money that's raised for the film, I was the one that says, right, okay, that's the script that you're going to use. I'll sort out your locations, and all your locations are locked down. Now you can go into production. And I'll do the same for Joker, and I'll direct it and executive produce it at the same time. But with Batman First Dawn, it was so rushed into that I'd rather just say no, wait till everything's locked down, then start production on the sequel. And we can be doing Joker at the same time, really, because it's two films. And
the idea of it being released at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, the short film, they'll be doing that while I'm probably doing the pre-production for Joker, which will be in November time. And then, I'd love to start shooting Joker in like January, if possible, and then have it done by February. And it'd be great because then I could just spend time editing it. It won't take that long to edit. I've edited longer stuff in a short time, and then we could put together, we could start, they could be starting on the sequel. Yeah, but I mean, like, once I've done Joker, I'm going to go straight into other stuff. Like, I'm going to still be doing short like Instinct and stuff at the same time, but as soon as I've done Joker, I can go in and do all the other projects like Crimson Archer, then sort of 2 to 10, and they can be doing the sequel at the same time. So it'll all fit together, really, and then, year after, if possible, do the next phase of film, like Supergirl, Collector. Oops, I was going to keep that a secret. Shit, when you leak another film, okay, I will be writing a film for this universe called Supergirl, Earth Collector, and that's all you guys are going to get. There is another film that Dylan is writing called Quickie. Without me telling you the full title of it, I'll just say it's called Quickie. Other than that, I won't tell you what else it's about. But that's all I'm going to tease you guys with for the rest of the films. But going on and moving forward with the projects, it's we get getting them out and building this universe because we do want it to get big. We're not chasing the fame or anything like that. We're doing it for the experience of the people to spot us. Stuff for show reels.
If you think about it now, since we actually started this universe, all that Tom for us, the full second.
Got your character's name?
Yeah. Talk about being a background.
I don't know my own name. The world's going mad.
The world's going mad, isn't it? It's like, you sort of like are involved in this universe now, even when you get these people that make these fan films or YouTube and stuff, and even though it's just a fan film, short film, in a way they actually are related to the DC universe.
Yeah, I mean, there's a Red Hood fan series which is fantastic, and they've got their own characters and stuff in it. But no, that was just a Red Hood short film. But there is a fan series as well. It's really good, and the thought that's put into it, the time and effort that's put into it is amazing. But it very much is a fan series based within the DC universe, and there's a Flash series that's exactly the same, which I enjoy, but it's the same. This is very much our world. It's the Liververse. it's Liverpool, but it's beyond Liverpool at parts as well. But there's all these core characters, and Liverpool is at the centre of it.
Do you think you're gonna get like a Bane character?
Yes, yeah, we've discussed potentially bringing a Bane into it, maybe.
So you're gonna be like, that's like a Bane, let's focus on that.
We've discussed. We know a bodybuilder that would be quite interested in playing the character. So it'd be interesting to have him as Bane, and but again, that realistic, I don't want him pumped with this kind of, I don't want him like the Batman and Robin version that it looks like rubber, he really does, and he's all like, I don't want all like that. I'd rather him just genuinely be a bodybuilder with some drug in him.
Like Tom Hardy, the way
that was
Bane. This guy was just going to be. As we were talking, he had Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, even to this day, the film's about getting up to 30 years old. And I can never get this image of Arnold Schwarzenegger is actually smoking a cigar, just he doesn't nice. Just not make any sense at all. I'm sure.
Again,
Joel Schumacher was his name was. Joel Schumacher.
Oh yeah.
It's like it was like
That's why whenever I watch stuff, I know that I watch Arrow and Flash and Supergirl.
Yeah.
They have this realism to them.
Yeah.
Like the Flash, there's so much science in it, and it seems impossible, but it's possible within this world, and that's one thing I want to bring to this is this realism constant into all the films. It's possible.
Well, that's what we with this Avengers when she plays Clark Kent. Supergirl. She's serious. You can tell she's an immediately. She interacts with people that with social anxiety.
I think it's very much like the Smallville. As he's becoming, realizing he's got these powers and stuff, and accidentally setting his teacher's board on fire. Because he gets aroused by a female student, which is one of the funniest scenes in any episode of Smallville. But it's so realistic because he wouldn't know how to handle himself because he's never been in that experience before, and then his powers start exploding everywhere in a way.
He made himself very erotic. That's like a version of it.
Well, I think that's the idea of the scene, though. It's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be this kind of. He just shoots lasers, ends up setting the classroom on fire. You're not helping the situation, you're making it worse. But, for me, it really is about the realism, the reality of this world. It's like Supergirl, I'm writing, the plan for that, how grounded she's going to be and simple and still and an origin as well. But then she was taking this huge big bag all of a sudden, and will she succeed or will she actually fail? One thing I love is seeing heroes fall.
Oh, do you mean like that episode of Supergirl series where it's like falling and she gets exposed to it?
Yeah, exactly. She actually loses.
It's like she loses all her morals.
Yeah,
and it's just like just by power basically.
there's I think one of my favourite episodes of Supergirl is there's a scene where there's an episode where she loses her powers and she has to stop a robbery and she just talks to him, and that power of not all heroes have powers was just so it was a powerful scene to see, and it was perfect, and that realism is what I want. Like fair enough, she's an alien, but I want her to feel human.
It's like when Tom Baker's doctor. They really made him alien. Really made him as an alien. Like his behaviour, bloody harassing.
We were on about the other day. I was having a conversation with someone about how I'm pretty sure wasn't it John Pertwee actually was working with MI6 along with Ian Fleming when he was writing James Bond. And if you actually look, James Bond obviously wrote it because he worked for MI6, but then when you actually look at John Pertwee's Doctor, it's very Bond-like. He has all these cars and he has all, and obviously not only that, he has a car that looks like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, which Ian Fleming also wrote. So it's like there's a lot of similarities, and his kung fu and stuff that the Third Doctor uses. You can see this Bond-style Doctor there that has been with no other Doctor, and I think it just works perfect for that character.
Like Doctor Who, before, so like,
yeah,
they never used to go to
no.
I mean, there was like John Pertwee's, there was like a certain a name being sort of appealed on someone.
Yeah, and I think after that they kind of thought, okay, we need to make it a little bit more for kids, but still have human elements. We don't want to go to the Doctor to save people. Like Genesis for Daleks, does he have the right to wipe out an entire wipe out an entire race just because he knows what they become? It's a very interesting episode. It really does challenge morals at the time and still today, and I think that's why it's such a loved episode. But you go and look at like Matt Smith did use a gun in one episode. He never fired it. He just pointed it. But then you've got River who does use guns. But I don't think Jodie Whittaker's Doctor only used a gun. In fact, she literally stopped Ryan using a gun.
Yeah, I mean, like Jodie Whittaker's Doctor, she is a pacifist. There is a lot of like, I wouldn't say like childish behaviour. She gets very excited.
Yeah.
Which I think that's the old way of Doctor Who. Excited for adventure.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, I definitely agree. But we got a comment. Why is it sideways? It's sideways because I've rotated my phone sideways, so you guys have to rotate your phone sideways. Because for some reason, Facebook doesn't let you do live streams lengthways for some reason. I don't know why. Landscape, you can't do live streams, so sorry about that. You'll have to rotate it. But if you go to YouTube, it's fine on there. You don't have to rotate your laptop.
Thinking of Tom.
Are we talking about Doctor Who again?
I think so, yes. No, back to the Joker, Tom Fleck.
Back to Tom Fleck.
Thomas Fleck. Back to good old Tommy.
I shouldn't say Tommy, because now I'm about to talk about Green Arrow. I'm about to talk about Tommy Merlin.
Tom, there is a childish.
Yeah.
Childish.
And when we were discussing it, I always liked this idea of him being an adult with a childhood inside him.
Yeah.
And I think that's what keeps this human element to it. And this film really is, it could happen to anyone if you have a bad enough day, if everything goes wrong and you have one object that keeps you sane, that's not there anymore. You really do lose your sanity. And I've been there, I feel like, you've got everything and then all of a sudden it's taken away from you and then you're like, what do I do now? It can happen,
It's like, with like bereavement, like from the film, there is a lot of different emotions.
Yeah, definitely.
There's different emotions. Happiness, sorrow, joy, and then it's just like pure rage, madness.
Grief as well.
Yeah.
But I think each one he experiences, he doesn't know how to handle either.
Yeah.
Like even being happy, he doesn't know how he should feel, if you know what I mean. Like he's happy, but he shouldn't be happy.
It's like with like Android, isn't it? It's like the treatment.
Yeah, I've seen some stuff for it, and I think one thing that'd be interesting in the Joker film is when he's happy, it's at a time that he should be sad. And when he's sad, it's at a time that he should be happy. Yeah. And there's this kind of dysfunction, and it's his emotions are messed up. And I think that works so well.
But the idea that when I was writing the script was like people could actually feel sorry for Tom.
Yeah.
Feel sorry for him. And it's like I've got a friend of mine who lives in America. She gave like a few ideas, like during the first draft of the film, and I was just like, talking to her through Discord and stuff, and I was just thinking that I really can't. I've got like ideas, but actually writing down was really challenging.
Yeah, no, I do know what you mean.
Yeah, so
and it's like sometimes, a lot of people say to me, where do you get inspiration for dialogue and things? And quite often I just act it out. I'll think of a scenario in my head, like, I don't know. I'll use the Cold Blood as an example. Episode 8, when I was writing that, there were some scenes, or even season 2, episode 1, there's some scenes where I was like, okay, I want to work out some dialogue ideas for it. And I just be like, right, so I'm in this situation, this is the location. And I just play both characters. I just have like a dialogue with myself in the kitchen and act it out. But it'd end up being this full-on, like, 10-minute conversation that when I actually put it into a script, it's cut down, but it just works and flows because it feels like an actual conversation. And a lot of the time, people write dialogue and it feels unnatural. You want it to feel like a genuine conversation. And I think, when I do that, I use that method, it does work for me.
I think with the Joker film, it is a very touchy subject, especially for people behind these cases, which I think is very, very.
I think one thing I want to push through the film is this kind of, a wider conception that actually these things are happening and it needs to be talked about. There need to be people who need help.
It does raise a few.
And I want the film to, in a way, I'm not bothered about making money on. We can't make money off of it anyway. It's a fan film, but I want it to help someone. If this film even made, if you looked at it, if someone watched it and was like, I'm feeling those things, and with the research that we've got and put into it, if someone said, I'm feeling those emotions and then got help, it'd be good, even if it was just one person. If it helped that one person, it'd make the film mean something more to me.
Yeah, when I was reading about the Joker, I'm actually training and stuff, it does change your perspective a little bit more. I think about it.
Yeah. It's like you see Heath Ledger's Joker and stuff, and they're just like mad men. One thing I want to do with this is to feel for the character, to know the character, to sympathise with him, and understand his methods, because there's even, it's a common saying, there's a plan in the madness somewhere. I want that to be a thing, even though he's mad, he's strategic and thinks about things. He just doesn't seem like it.
And I like the way in many ways it's like his emotions just being just drawn away from him.
Yeah.
Like, because his experiences throughout the film never really felt acceptance in his entire life. So, it'll be interesting to see how Will, JP, Alex, Brian will be
Yeah, I mean, Will being the character he is, he's helpful to everyone. He's too nice, that's the problem. And, he does, there is a dialogue scene, and in a way, Will helps Tom quite a lot in the film. I think that works better for it, but there'll be moments when he can't help it because it's not there.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a real, really just show you the true aspect of it.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's one thing I really want to push is the psychology of the Joker in this film, because the original draft I read that was going to be set at the same time as the sequel, and you had all this stuff in it on the rooftop scene. I was just like, there's no origin.
Yeah.
I'd rather put those scenes into not a sequel for the Joker, but like another Batman film. I'd rather put those scenes in there rather than put them in this Joker film. I'd rather make this a character study, an origin story, and I think that's what will make the film.
Yeah, there's many possibilities in the film. I do think there'll be a sequel in the near future. We're sort of shade ourselves. It's
Oh yeah, no, the Joker will definitely return, because obviously the film's a study about the Joker, but he doesn't really become the Joker until the end. So it's the rise of the Joker in a way, his descent to madness that makes him become the Joker. That is what the film's called. And then he's got this kind of
just call himself Joker. He's got a very, very
That's what I mean, you know, I like that idea, you know, the film's called Joker, but actually it's not, you know, it's not about the Joker, it's about Tom and his ways and the way he, you know, like call himself. I am excited to bring that to life in a way because there's just so much possibility with it.
In many ways, it's a lot like, do you remember in Spider-Man with William Dafoe where he's actually talking to his...
Oh, yeah.
There was a few moments like that in this film. I'm not going to spoil anything about it, but there is a few moments where, that's going to be better from.
Are they the scenes we discussed the other week that was going to be a reference to another film?
Yeah.
We've written them in.
Oh.
They're in the script, aren't they? They're in the film, yeah.
Somewhere, I mean, I can
see, you know, again, you know, it shows the reference points, you know, and obviously once the film's out, I can sit down and commentate the film and just be like, well, actually, that there is a reference to this film, and this is the reason we did it. Which, you know, it's again playing on this psychological drama and thriller.
It's like a volcano, really, isn't it? It's like
definitely erupts. Yeah, I think the thing is his life is calm, but then all of a sudden everything erupts at him at the same time, and that makes his emotions erupt at the same time.
I think in the trailer of Batman First Dawn, what he says, you know what it says.
You guys will see. You guys will actually see your first look at Tom Fleck in the Batman First Dawn trailer that comes out at 7 p.m. tonight. Do not miss it. If you aren't watching on the YouTube channel and you're watching on Facebook, it will go live on the Facebook page at 7 p.m. and it'll be live on YouTube at 7 p.m. but it probably won't actually air until 2 minutes past 7 because it has to do the 2-minute countdown to get everyone together for the premiere.
And who knows, maybe we'll probably want to hear the voice of the Joker talking to him, or even his laugh.
Yes, definitely. I mean,
the thing is, I have been working on different laughs. You know, sometimes it sounds like that's mine, really. Which sounds a bit.
He's behind you. He's just going.
And the other one sounded like Peter Griffin. You're fidgeting with Michael at the stuff. Where Mike's about.
Oh yeah.
I can't say without laughing, but what you said.
Yeah,
I mean, it'd be really fun to actually see it, like, just, like, obviously, I'm going to lose my foot as well, because we don't have, like, a overweight, out of breath.
In my opinion, one of the best Jokers was overweight. He's still quite large in the film, isn't he? So, you know, he's one of the best Jokers. I mean, not because he's a legend, but he's still a legend of cinema. If Jack Nicholson had brought what he brought to The Shining to the Joker, it would have been perfect.
Here it is, Johnny.
Yeah, it's like, here's Junkie!
Well, I like that. I mean, and the thing is, though, we've got there is a bat that and, I actually, because I went to Comic-Con a few years ago, where I actually bought this replica of
Lucille, yeah.
From Walking Dead, and that's what we get, like a little nod to the Walking Dead. So it's, the Joker film itself is going to be very dark,
definitely
psychological. And a lot of people can actually relate to this.
It will be. It has its influences from the new Phoenix Joker film, but it won't be a complete copy because it's its own story. That very much focuses on a different side of the Joker, and that's Arthur Fleck. This is Tom Fleck. This is his similarities, really.
Well, I mean, with Tom, the first thing I was reading was, there's something about this person, there is something. It doesn't like the first time I actually got where I was in Batman First Dawn, and I just felt like, something that actually happened to this person. You just think, there's something about this character And I remember I was like saying to the show, joke kind of thing. Because I know you mentioned that he was influenced by the Batman Reverse.
Yeah.
He was influenced by that. And I was asking him, said, who's Hamlet also? It's like an alternative version of Batman and Joker being one being.
Yeah.
Reading the comics are really that point. I think with this film, the Joker, it's like a huge. In a way, it's like a sign of hope for people who do have these illnesses,
Yeah.
who have these mental conditions. Like from Tom's perspective, he thinks he's been cast aside, whereas in reality, he learns trying to help him. JP, he's very, I don't know,
He keeps himself to himself, but he's not that he's pushing him away, he's just not bringing him in.
yeah, so I think that's sort of like an anger within Tom.
Yeah.
And it's sort of more just a anger problem.
I think that will cause him to actually start to view the way JP treats him as he doesn't speak to him, but actually it'll become something more, and obviously eventually he'll want revenge and
Yeah.
he will be his Joker.
I wouldn't say it would be like a fascination,
No, yeah.
It'd be like, revenge.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, he doesn't know that JP is, Batman.
No. It's a good point, yeah. Well, not JP, but like the Bat character, we'll see him in this film, but it will, there's this vigilante going around and you'll obviously get stopped at some point.
Because it's like, this dark figure, it's actually, it's all like a secret. Tom slash Joker, he wants to build his own legacy, to be in this crown, so, and it's going to be like a very interesting journey, and I just can't be attached to it. First day of film, just starting, I just can't.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I'm very excited to start filming the film, and I think it will be just very exciting to film. To be honest, it will just be so cool.
Have you done any films like this in the cinema in the past?
Not Joker related. I've done a lot where it's just one character. I did one called. It was a pilot actually for a show I did. It was supposed to be like a zombie drama. It was just me in a forest. I also did one that was supposed to be like a trilogy of like films that was just improvised called Survival Quest. That was about a character on an island and he was trying to survive and he was very isolated on his own. But because it was just me there with no crew, it was hard to pull off the way I wanted it to. So I've got that experience of doing those on my own. I will mould and put it to a different module of actually having a crew, and obviously me not being in it as well. It'd be that the kind of idea of this isolation and the feelings of the character will definitely improve and be pushed into the film a lot more, just to open the world up and to really make this very claustrophobic character. I was telling you about how I want to do very close-ups and disorientating kind of scenes. We're very close in on him and we're really feeling him.
I'm sure when you start filming, it'll be like the same camera crew, their style, because they're not absolutely brilliant, so they're really passionate, welcoming. The only downside about it was just the pieces and really I must have lost about half the story stuff today.
Yeah, it was very warm that day. But I think that was, we had all the hot lights, we had the aircon. We had to turn the aircon off, obviously, for sound purposes. So there was, all these hot lights and hot camera equipment and a load of people in there. So it was like very tight space and hot from the film.
I know there was, what was the name? What was the name? The one with the claws.
The villain of the sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
was actually going to say Super League again. I was like, no.
Alright, totally count now. Yeah. So good, I realised what you were talking about them before you said it.
The something was it, I actually put the Liververse second.
What a genre of piss they're selling in there.
Did you go to a specific this?
But yeah, I think that's about it really to discuss about the film without keep repeating ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, it's early stages.
Early stages, yeah, definitely. You know, we're pre-production, but
it's probably like in the next.
it's more about locking the script down at the moment, and once the script's locked down, I'll look into the locations, the storyboards, and shot listing it, and getting crew together for it. And then once all that's locked down, once all the cast is locked down, all signed off, you know, it'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, so it should be probably later on about like February, March.
I'd say April at the earliest release date. Just so I've got time to really edit it well, you know, and obviously reshoots if we need anything, you know, it's...
I suppose in the meantime, you actually add more to the script.
Oh, definitely, you know, I want to add more to the script, but at the same time we need stuff as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, we will sit down and really go through it and take away stuff we don't need.
You know, so I think a few ideas for like a montage sort of thing, you know, like a sort of montage. Like there's a part in the script that I want to tell you. Where it's like maybe just a montage of so that's pretty much about it, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of anything else to say other than that about the Joker film, to be honest. I mean, excited to get it out there to you guys, and don't forget, 7 PM tonight, the Batman First Dawn second official trailer releases on YouTube on the channel at 7 PM. So yeah, they can check that out, and everything should be good.
Yeah.
So we'll share that and boost the channel, boost hype the film up, and I think this live stream will have helped as well. So I think one of my friends was maybe talking about doing a breakdown of the trailers as well, so that'd be interesting, rather than me doing it, to really see his kind of perspective and you know, even though he knows a lot about the film through me telling him personally, he probably could have a lot of speculations about certain things as well, which would be interesting to see him break down and genuinely just critique it, really, because they could rip it to shreds, but you know, at least it's creative feedback, and that's all I ever see.
You always get your credit, you know, your critics and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the first trailer when we released it, you know, it got, I think one person said something negative about it, and that was it. Everyone else was just actually loving it, you know. I think it got 700 views, and that was just the trailer. So if the film could get just as much, if not more, you know, it's a start.
Yeah.
I
mean, like I often go back to see the trailer every now and again, and it's just amazing to me. So small, something so good.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, we will see you I'll see you in the next video, but yeah, thanks for watching this live stream, and we will see you guys later.